Serious talk, boys. I think it's finally time we have an official LeBron Day, December 30th, 1984, to honor LeBron James. It could be similar to Christmas, giving gifts, spreading joy, but instead we appreciate the gift that is LeBron and the joy that comes with it. It doesn't have to be something too big, just a national holiday, even bigger, a global holiday where everyone has a day off. Just to appreciate LeBron. That's all it is. And I don't think it's a crazy idea or anything, because when you think of December 30th, 1984, only one name comes to mind. And that's LeBron, Raymond James. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of anyone else associated with that day, and I just can't think of it. It's not only the birthday of the greatest basketball player ever, but just one of the greatest being ever to exist and to inhale this oxygen. In fact, this guy innovated breathing oxygen. I don't think humans were able to breathe oxygen the way they are now before LeBron. And I don't mean to get statistical or anything, but some of you guys think I'm joking, but I'm low-key being dead serious. If we look at the human population from when LeBron was born to now, we could see it's gone up by quite a lot amount, right? And so basically, if we say mans were breathing a certain amount of oxygen back in the day, and now they're breathing the same amount, how is that possible? And just because LeBron made it more efficient to breathe. And, people probably breathing with their mouth back in the day, but we seen LeBron, he probably breathed through his nose. Just showed us the technique. We're taking half the oxygen amount, and now we're 45 times more efficient. Back in the day, if you were open an Excel file, you're a CEO of a company. Now if you open up an Excel file, you're just getting your homework, your second grade homework done. It's not just the oxygen, it's the overall quality of life. Back in the day before LeBron, people were getting to work from horses and stuff. Now we got cars and everything. That's because they saw the motor of LeBron and how he functioned, and they're you know what? Why don't we make a vehicle just like LeBron? And it'd be we'll call it cars, right? And then from seeing LeBron, motivation to get better every single day, that motivated all these engineers and whatnot, right? So then they're you know what? Cars are not good enough. We're gonna need planes, and with planes we got international travel. It just united the world together, right? Because before, bro, ain't no one swimming from USA all the way to Europe or whatever, right? I take back what I said. I said we need a global holiday for LeBron. I lied. We need a universal holiday for LeBron, because we also got space travel now. Yeah, we need to put up a flag on Mars, Mercury, Neptune, bro. Some next galaxy, I don't even know. Next Milky Way, I don't know, man. Just put it on everywhere. Universal. Take in scientists stop claiming Pluto to be a planet once LeBron was born. This guy's aura is actually different. It's literally planetary. Before this guy, they're just naming any solar rock. This is a planet. But they saw the aura of LeBron and they're this is what a true planetary type of being, omnipresent guy should be like. So that's why Pluto is no longer a planet. That's also why people call him Thanos. He pretty much inspired Thanos, because if he really wanted to, he could run the entire galaxy no problem, right? People always calling him soft, a flopper, all this crybaby, everything. But honestly, he's just restraining himself, because in actuality, he could just rip off everyone's head. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? If he wanted to, he could run the entire world. We'll be all hail LeBron. We already do it anyways, but it's more we have the freedom to do it, right? Instead of being forced to do it, because that's just how great LeBron is. He brings freedom to the world. Seriously, no joke, think about it for a second. Exactly, you're thinking because LeBron gave you the freedom of thought. Before LeBron, no one was even thinking. People were incapable of thought before LeBron. You probably cannot even begin to comprehend. Just everything of existence is because of LeBron. If you think something happened before the birth of LeBron, it's because he made you think it happened before LeBron. So any type of, we found this writing back in 200 years ago, that's because LeBron said it that way, that people found it that way to think it was 200 years ago. But in actuality, everything happened after LeBron. My fault, guys. I'm getting too deep into it. I just want to spread the great word of LeBron. And I forgot there's a couple of numbskulls out there, who lacks a brain IQ to even, acknowledge this guy as a GOAT. Some people have a bald gambler as a GOAT. Bro, this guy, LeBron, could be a bald gambler too, but he just wants to set example to the youth that the right path in life is to not be a gambler and not be bald. Honestly, we should be thankful for LeBron that he isn't a gambler, because if he was, then Vegas would run out of money, because this guy, would hit every 500 leg parlay easily, daily. And then we won't be able to gamble anymore, because, what betting company will, allow bets when they know LeBron is out there winning everything? And once again, this just shows he's just an overall humble, compassionate guy, because he can win everything he wanted to. He could be 45-0 in the finals. Ever since birth, even before, first of all, there's nothing before birth. Ever since birth, he would have won every single final if he wanted to. But he gave like the whole league 18 years for him to make it out of high school. He could have been in the league since he was 4 if he wanted to, really. But whatever, it doesn't change the fact that if he wanted to, he'd be undefeated 10-0 in the finals. Of the 10 finals that he chose to go to, he could have went to more. That's the same along with his, regular season records. He could have been 82-0 every regular season. But he's just a humble guy, sharing. Like, do you know how boring sports would be if the same guy won every year? That's exactly why he doesn't win every year. Just so people would tune in and watch. People want to prey on his downfall, but the results are already set when the season started. Like, he chose, like, okay, this is the finals. I'll win by this much. I'll lose by this much today. He just wants to show the indomitable human spirit, bro. If you lose, it doesn't matter. Just get up, do it again. Like, why do you think he's playing until the age of 75? Just because he can. He just wants to show people that, yo, if you really wanted to, you can do it too. But, once again, we're just not that level of entity that LeBron is. But he just, just give the hope to people that need it, right? People were saying no one's ever going to beat Kareem's record. And he did that easily while also being, top 10 in assists. He does everything. Like, people are lucky he chose to play basketball just to, entertain people. If he wanted to, he could have been like, the greatest scientist ever. Could have made like the nuclear bomb times 50. I mean, he could just split atoms with his bare hands, honestly, if we're being, honest. We can only comprehend one periodic table, but honestly, there's a second one out there that only LeBron can understand. Like, he is the atoms that make up the whole periodic table. Like, everything. His blood is a different element than whatever we have. Sweat's a different element. Tears. Everything is just beyond natural human comprehension. Why do you think everyone say he on PED and, demanding a drug test, want to see the results? First of all, they're not sharing that to the public because they don't know the results themselves. They're just looking at it like, yo, what is this element? This doesn't exist. He's just beyond, beyond what we understand as a human species. And not just human, it's every species in existence. Like, why do you think goats exist? Because of LeBron. Like, there were no goats before him. That's why we got, it correlates to GOAT, greatest of all time. That became made just because LeBron's like, you know what? My name, some people can't pronounce it. They faint at the, hearing the words LeBron, Raymond, James. So it's like codename GOAT just for, some people, they just get hyperventilated when they hear the word. And not only animals, it's like, once again, every species, like including trees. Like, when a tree falls in the woods or whatever and no one's able to hear it, doesn't make a sound. Yeah, it says LeBron. Because the tree is thankful that it had the greatest carbon dioxide it had ever in existence, because LeBron was the one exhaling that carbon dioxide for the tree to breathe. Why do you think we got like big trees nowadays? Because LeBron is the one providing them the highest tier of carbon dioxide. Now, we should be thankful that this guy is only a billionaire. Like, actually, he's so humble for that, because if he wanted to, once again, he could just be like a bajillionaire the very next day. But once again, trees, money comes from paper and paper comes from tree. So the tree, if they want to, they could just turn into like $1 million bills for LeBron just because. But LeBron's a humble guy. He's like, no, I'm going to work for my money like everyday citizens because I want to be treated like an everyday citizen. And he also goes through all the struggles and hatred people go through, bro. He purposely chose to go to Miami for that reason, to be hated. Just to emphasize what other people are feeling every day. Because once again, if he wanted to, he could just won in Cleveland the first time. And even though he's so knowledgeable, he knows all the type of emotion, it's just different to actually experience it. He went out of his way to experience it just to relate better to the average day person. And then obviously he went back to Cleveland. He was a hero, even though he didn't need to be. But once again, he just wanted to give people that emotion that they could just not experience. Happiness itself is one thing, but happiness in correlation to LeBron is just a different level of something that I cannot describe it, because if you're not a LeBron fan, you just won't get it, right? I could keep going on, but I think I made my point to you guys who actually have a smidgen of a fraction of a IQ. You already know what I'm talking about. LeBron's the GOAT. Should be having his own holiday. You probably didn't even have to watch this video. You already knew he should have his own day. And if you disagree with anything I said, even for 1 second, bro, you just don't have any IQ or any brain cells. That's just it. But luckily, LeBron has taught us that people do change over time. 20 years ago, people were not calling LeBron the GOAT. No one was saying, yo, he should have his own day. But, he just opened people's eyes. And, some people, they just want to stay sleeping, right? But that truly just encapsulates the greatness and gloriousness of LeBron. Because if he wanted to, he could just force you to see it. But, you have to go out of your own way just to see the greatness that he possesses. Which is why, once again, LeBron should have his own day universally. but due to him being so humble, he hasn't enforced it himself. It's up to the people to decide, and I already know what side I am. I'm ready to honor greatness come December 30th.